Well, hi there. Welcome to Bijou Studio. This is the place where we get together and make art and have fun. So I'm really glad that you're here with me today for the first time or that you're coming back. So every week we do a craft. And so what we're going to do this week is these really beautiful kaleidoscope butterflies. I think we all need a little bit of peace and zen in our lives, and doing this project is pretty helpful for that. Here's some of my favorite ones right here. I'm not really great with faces, but I really like painting and coloring. And so this one has a lot of different multimedia stuff in it, which means I have crayons and I have watercolors and I have Sharpies and I have all sorts of stuff. So this is one. Here's another really simple one, just making a pretty round design like that. And here's this guy, horrible face, but he's still kind of fun. That's using watercolor. And this is another one, just using Sharpies. And this one I just used the twist tie without putting any pom-poms on it. Those are just some examples of the kaleidoscope butterflies that I've made, but you can make any different kind that you want. So stay tuned for the demonstration. It's coming right up. I hope you guys have fun. Okay, so now we're going to do the demonstration to make your kaleidoscope butterfly. So you've got your paper plate, and sometimes this can be sort of the most intimidating part or the funnest part, because how are you going to decorate it? Well, you can do a million different things with it. It kind of depends on what kind of materials that you have at home that you like to use. Pick what is your favorite and what you have around. So I have a whole bunch of different things that I like to use. I have some felt pens. I also have some soft pastels. These are really fun. I also have watercolors. And I also have some Sharpies. I've got all sorts of materials. You can also use crayons, you can use pencils, you can use anything that you want, really. So those are some things that I like to use, but use whatever you want. So what you need to do is you need to make a centralized design. So you need to start in the center and make it the same going all the way out. So like making a flower design or... So you're going to want to make something that's central and then kind of go out from there. And I'm just making a really quick little sketch here just to give you an idea. I'm going to go ahead and use Sharpies for now, just for fun. And then you could make some squiggles or some lines. Do, 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 do. I kind of like it, so I'm going to leave it just like that. Okay, so now the next thing that we're going to need to do is we need to cut it out. So what I have here is I have a template that has worked pretty good for cutting out the shapes. You can take a screenshot of that and print it out so you can have a template if you want, or you can just kind of eyeball it. So I'm going to just kind of eyeball it with a pencil. And so I'm going to choose turning it about this way so this cuts right down the middle, so that's the same on that side and that side, or as most the same. So I'm going to make a line right through the middle of it. And this part up here, it just kind of rounds around like that, and this one kind of rounds around like that. And then down near the bottom, you cut out a whole nother piece in here like that. And then it comes together, and then it rounds around the bottom like that. Round, round, round. Something like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. So now, take the paper plate, and I'm going to cut it. So now I follow that line there. And you want to make sure that this connects up with this line here, so it's nice and it looks like it's continuation of the edge of the plate. See how that is a nice curve there? Like this. Like that. And you come up here, and you can make a nice big round one. See, it matches up with that, like that. And to the other side. Nice rounded. And you can cut out more or less if you want. You can change the shape. This is just a really good starting place, I think. And then it comes around and goes around, matches up to there again. So the piece that you're actually going to end up with is going to look like this. This piece is kind of cool by itself. It sort of looks like a flower vase, an Aztec flower vase or something that somebody painted. I think it's beautiful. Okay. So now you've cut your piece out. So now you've cut both your pieces out. So now let me show you. So this is what your plate looked like before. And now what we're going to do is we are just going to slip this part over here. And I just realized, did I? I did. I should cut two pieces of plates together. It didn't really make that much difference because it was so thin. It wasn't more difficult. But you don't need to do two plates. So now what you're going to do, you're going to bring this apart and match up these. And you're going to overlap these probably only about a finger's width. So on a butterfly, the top part of the butterfly's wings are always larger than the bottom part. So if you turn these like this, see how it makes this part larger and this part smaller down here? So you can do it any way that you want and just whatever shape you want. I kind of like it looking sort of like that. Now you're going to need your hot glue gun. It doesn't need to be set on high. Or you can use staples. You can use whatever you have around that's going to connect these two together. That's going to hold these together for you. I like using hot glue because it's just so easy and it's so fast. So that's about a finger width, maybe a little more than a finger width there. Doesn't need to be a whole finger width. There we go. And that should be dry pretty quick. And then what I need to do is choose one of my sticks. Oh, orange is kind of pretty. What about red? Ooh, red's cool. Let's do red. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hot glue the body of the butterfly right on here. Right down the middle. And be sure to leave a little bit for the head up here. There we go. Cool. Isn't that pretty? I love that. I think it turned out really great. So this is one. Let me show you how a couple different ways that you can do the eyes. If you have some googly eyes left over from a project or something, that would be ideal. Those are really great. I don't have any of those. But I do have this opaque marker. And not everybody has one of these, but that's what I have. So I'm going to show you this, which is really cool because it is exactly what it says. It's opaque. So it will go right over something else that's colored. And that works pretty good. So I'm going to do a little smiley face. And then you need to let those dry if you have those markers. You need to let those dry before you put in the middle part of the eye, the black part of the eye. So now the next thing to do is to put on the antenna. So there's a whole bunch of ways that you can put on an antenna. If you have pipe cleaners, which I do not, so what I have is, like I was saying, is just to use some twist ties. So you tear off a twist tie like that. There's a couple different things you can do. I think I'm going to do this one. So what you want to do is you want to just fold it in half like that and turn it over, and then right on the back here make a glob of glue. And I have this on the cold setting. It just makes it easier. You don't need the hot setting for things like this. And be sure to not touch the hot glue when it's drying. Maybe an adult can help you with this. And so go ahead and let that dry. And while that's doing it, I'm going to go ahead. Let's see, I want to do another one. Which one do I want to do on? Maybe this one. I'm going to go ahead and do the same on this one, so I'm going to show you two different ways to do antennas. Fold this one, again, just like that. Put a glob on the back. Push that down. Don't touch that. If you have another tongue depressor, you can push it down with that. And go ahead and let that sit and dry. Now this one's already dry. So I was thinking what you could do with this is you could just, for this one, it could be really fun to just curl it. You could just curl it. Maybe I'll curl this one this way. See how you can just curl it into a fun shape? Or you could hot glue a bean on it, or or a button or a little rock or something like that, or little flowers. But I think that's actually really cute and really charming. That looks really fun. So that's one way you can do it. Another way that you could do it is to put on some, whoops, let's put on some of these cool pom-poms. All you want to do here is just add hot glue to each of the ends of this and just glue that right on. Push it on and glue it on. Don't let it get stuck to the table like I just did. Oh, see, I love that. That's really fun. And you can make them go all different ways. Okay, so here they are all done. I ended up doing, adding a little bit more of my opaque marker on this guy to make his mouth show up a little bit more. And I did a little bit more extra on this one right there. You can see her face. I'll show you a little bit closer. See her little face. Isn't that cute? I'll show you this guy's face. Whoop. There you go. All right, well, I hope that you guys had so much fun. I really did, and you really can let your imagination go with these guys. I hope it brightens your day a little bit. And I'm really glad you were here, and can't wait to have you next week to get together and make art and have some fun. All right, bye from Bijou Studios. Bye!